Hey friends, it's near and far Reborn Dolls here, and I am assembling my Changeling Reborn. So if you've been watching my channel, you've kind of known the process that I've been going through a little bit. But as always, there's some surprises along the way, and there certainly were with this doll as well. So I really got inspired by the idea of a changeling doll. Um, when I was making my little pixie. And I was just looking up different fairy creatures, and one of those I looked up was a changeling. And of course, changelings were in, during like the Middle Ages period, when people didn't really understand that perfectly healthy babies could end up getting sick and die. They thought that a perfectly healthy baby who ended up getting very, very sick and dying was actually a fairy, or usually an evil fairy that was exchanged for their baby. So their baby was taken to live with the fairies, um, and this changeling baby was put in their place. And originally, I asked you guys about some ideas of sculpts and how to paint this baby. And a lot of people really liked using one of the new vampire sculpts. And so I decided that I was going to paint the Delwyn sculpt, um, and which is one of the new vampire sculpts. But she came out so gorgeous that I didn't want to cover her face and be. I didn't want to have her be a changeling. I just wanted to have her be who she going to be. So let me grab her just for a second so you can see what she looks like. She is for sale now on reborns.com. And I think she came out just absolutely fabulous. So here she is. And I know she's going to look green on camera. She is not green. She actually has like a golden yellow skin tone with gray. So the gray has a tendency on camera to make her look like she's green. And of course, it's a super cloudy day today, and I have all my lighting in the back. Um, but here she is as a little fire elemental. So she's got rooted black hair, and she's got just a streak of red in there. And it's super soft. Her hair is super, super soft. And I've rooted it very thickly. And I've also rooted it the opposite direction that you normally root reborn hair. So it's actually designed to stand up like this. So it's just going to naturally stand up like this. And then she's just got this super cute little outfit. And I was also really inspired by the special accessories that she came with. She came with a gold headband and a gold bracelet, like a golden yellow. And so I kind of strove match match that. But of course, she's just, I don't know. Can we turn some lighting around in here to make her look more golden? I don't know. Now we're just washing her out. That's not working. So anyway, Delwyn was one of the first dolls I was thinking of. And of course, you can't tell she has bright red lips. She has sort of reddish orange eyes, glass eyes. So yeah, that was like attempt number one. And then I decided to, the other one that people seem to really like to be for the changeling was Blake. And he's the real born that's got his eyes open. And he looks like he's crying. And I thought that would be perfect because changelings are supposed to be irritable. The baby's supposed to be very irritable. The problem was the face I had to be the normal part of the changeling. It just did not look right. The proportions were all wrong, and I tried adding like a bonnet around it, and it just didn't look right. So, Realborn Blake ended up being a budget baby, and the reason I made him a budget baby is because um, I didn't want to spend a lot of time painting him because I had basically bought him for a purpose, and I wasn't didn't use it for that purpose. And I don't particularly like that sculpt. And so I just kind of experimented with how can I do some very minimal layers, but still make the baby look really realistic, and then be able to sell it at a price for like a child, an older child, or a beginning collector. Or the nice thing about Blake is he takes a full pacifier. So he's great for elderly people. So I weighted him very lightly and things like that. So he's also on reborns.com. I think I'll probably add that those two links down in the description. And then you probably think, so who ended up being the changeling? Well, this summer I am teaching several people to paint. One of them is my niece, who I've already taught before, and she wanted to paint patients, real born patients. And I'd never seen real born patients in person. And once I did, I was like, this is going to be perfect. Reborn Patience is about 21 inches, and the sculpt that is the mask is about 22 inches. So there's not a huge difference in size. The proportion of the mask is going to be correct. And she is a very serious looking baby, and so I thought this is going to work. So first of all, let me show you the mask. The mask right now, the glue is drying on the mask because I've rooted some eyelashes. So there's some glue right there. And then whoa, I've put a magnet in for the pacifier. So it's going to be weird. It's going to be, so you'll be able to use a pacifier on the normal face as well as the changeling face. And then what I've put on the side, these magnets on the outside won't be there. They're just there to hold the magnets that are inside. But there's going to be magnets, I don't know if you can see that, on the sides, and there's going to be magnets inside the head of the changeling so that this will hopefully like snap on and stay on. And actually, I can probably remove these ones now. Oop, there they go, onto the floor. But there we go. So we're just waiting for that to dry. And now I'm assembling Reborn Patients. So I already started. Sorry, guys. And so we'll bring you down here. So I had a hard time deciding how to paint the limbs, whether they would be realistic or whether they would be fantasy. And so I ended up doing one of each. And of course, this is just not going to show up like at all. Why don't I think these things through when I'm going live? I don't know why I don't think these things through. And of course, the bright light is going to wash it out. Okay, here we go. So basically, the right side of her body is going to be definitely the changeling. So let's see if we can get you a little bit closer. So it's painted in grayscale with these very pronounced veins, which are blue with a little bit of red. And then on the other side, it's a more normal looking limb, but it's still got that very pronounced veining. It's kind of like I wanted the idea that that the changeling is kind of in mid transformation, like you've just come upon this baby. So I've been reading a lot of these fantasy books lately about glamour, that the fairies put on themselves or put on others a glamour, which means that they are, they've changed their appearance. And so to me, you caught this changeling in the middle of changing, out of its glamour, out of its disguise, and into its normal self. So let's scoot you back over here, boop, and put some arms on. So I'm just going to go down here and get a scoop of glass beads. In case you don't know what's inside a reborn doll, there you go. That's what they look like. And let's do the normal one first. Again, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but it's got that, a typical skin tone, but then just very pronounced veining. I'm going to use a funnel. And pour this in there. Just shake it, shake it, shake it. I usually try to go a little bit past the elbow. Um, that was a lot past the elbow, but that's okay. Now I've got some polyfill. You know, one of the most important things that you can, I get this a lot of times from people that they're scared to take apart their doll. And honestly, that's one of the first things you should learn how to do when you are a reborn doll collector is how your doll is put together and how, if necessary, you can take them apart. That's one of the first things that I learned how to do. I got a toddler reborn that was super heavy, and I really wanted to make her a lot lighter. And I know it's hard. You feel like you're destroying a piece of art, right? But you know, these are dolls. They're meant to be played with. They're meant to be interactive works of art. And all you really need to take apart your doll is you need some of these super thin zip ties, which you can get like on Amazon. Um, and then you need these, which are cuticle nippers, um, they're just a way to cut the the zip ties because they are plastic. You can't just cut them with scissors. And there we go. Okay. Why, thank you, Brenda. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's true. Well, part of being a reborn doll artist is learning how to make lemons out of lemonade. Because honestly, the process that we're using it's fraught with peril. And so a lot of my best ideas come from mistakes and things that have happened, mistakes and problems and all that kind of stuff because it happens. And unfortunately, the materials to make reborn dolls, it's just too expensive to say, well, I'm just going to throw that away and start over. Um, we invest a lot of money. And in the case of your friend, I had to remake it. I had to buy a whole new kit out of my own money and um, redo it from scratch. That was not fun. But, you have to satisfy the customer. So, but actually, it was the style of this. You probably can't tell looking at that face, but the original face is covered in like silver glitter. And so that's really got me thinking about a fairy glamour and how and then reading these books, and of course I think it's Holly Black, I think, are the books that I'm reading now. I really like her stuff. If you like stories about fairies, it's supposed to be like, it says on Amazon it's like teen fantasy, but I don't find it to be teen so much. I mean, in one of the books, one of the characters starts out as like a teenager, but she doesn't end up there. All right, so this is the side. And again, golly, this is terrible. It's terrible. This is the side that's going to be that grayscale with the heavy veining. Okay. So we're done with the limbs. Let's see if I can put her, before I show you her face. Yeah, I don't know. So you can see her very pronounced veining. So she's got kind of a human side, and she's got kind of what her true self is, I guess. All right, and let's put on her clothes. I have some cute little booties that I've been wanting to use for a while. They're crocheted booties, and they go with the bonnet. And I really wanted a bonnet because I really wanted a way for the customer to basically have two dolls in one. So basically, if you want a kind of scary looking changeling, you got it. If you want a doll that looks more normal, you can sort of cover up the scary part with a blanket or whatever, or with clothing, and put on the little bonnet and put on the face using magnets, and you're good to go. So this is her dress. She's all sweet and innocent looking. All right, let's see how we're going to put this on. And like I said, she needs hair, so we'll just be looking at her without hair. In fact, I might grab her bonnet. Okay. And flip her over and button her up. And it's nice that she's a full limb, so she can take this this sleeveless dress. And I might also make a fantasy outfit for her. I haven't decided quite yet about that. Okay. So there she is. And again, I wish you could see a little bit better. See her gray scale side and her not gray. Yeah, I think she looks really, really, really nice. You like it? Okay. Let's put this little piece of fluff away. I'm going to go grab her bonnet. And I think we're going to do a little bit of a reveal. How's that? Her head is off camera. And in fact, I'm just going to lift her head over like that. And I'm going to put on her bonnet, which matches her. Oh, goodness. She almost fell on the floor, which matches her cute little booties. It's white with that pretty trim. Okay. Now I'm going to grab this. Now, ultimately, this is going to be magnetized on the head. So this will be able to stay on. But right now, there are no magnets in the changeling head. Okay, I'm just going to try to pull that down. Oh my gosh. She looks so cute. Sorry. Super excited. I'm going to move you around so you can see a little bit better, but I'm just, now, like I said, right now her human face does not want to stay on very well. Okay. This is going to be tricky. But she looks so great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. She looks awesome. Okay, let's see if I can do this. I wish I had this on my phone. This would be better on a phone, but no, I'm on a laptop. Okay, so whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm trying to look. Oh, I'm going to make you seasick. That's a better look at her arm. Hang on. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm just going to move this light a little bit. Remember, she's not totally put together and she doesn't have hair yet. So be patient. Okay. One more time. One more time. Oh, God. I'm getting like every part of her except her head. Please tell me you can see her head because I can't see it. I'm trying to see her head. I think you got a view of her head. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, so I'm going to take off her face, her glamour, and then you're going to get a chance to see her face. I hope you can see it. I hope you can see it. But she's all gloss. She's just waiting for some hair. We'll just let you see the rest of her. Maybe up close a little bit. I don't know. I hope you're seeing good stuff. Like I'll literally have to go back and watch it to see if you can see her. But there we go. Oh, I don't know. I don't know today. What? What? And there she is, the changeling baby made of real born patience. I love how honestly, I love how it looks like she's staring into your soul. That serious expression, and then with the black eyes, it just looks like she's like, "What? What you gonna do about it? I'm a changeling, and I'm here, right? I am here, and your baby is gone. She's in the fairy kingdom now, and I have taken her place." So let me show you the hair that I'm going to use. I have a little bit of this hair. I love this hair. Don't know where I got it, but I only have a little bit of it left. But I'm thinking for this doll, I'm just going to do very light hair, not thick hair. So this hair is black with tips of white. And I've used it for like Franken babies before. I've used it for a lot of fantasy babies. But like I said, I don't know where I got it. So I can't get any more. But I think I have enough to do a very fine root on her. And I love this hair. And again, I think the idea of this doll is that she's in the midst of change. So she's got, the human element, she's got the changeling elements. This to me also looks like hair that's in the middle of changing, right? The baby was born with dark hair. Now it's changing to white hair. So that's my goal. I do have some black hair that I can kind of mix in there if I need to. But yeah, that is our little changeling baby. It's been a long, long process with her finding the right sculpt and the right clothes and the right everything. And like I said, I also might make her sort of a changeling outfit. I haven't really decided. Again, this whole idea of that she's both. This is definitely her sweetness and her innocence. Sweet and innocent, but maybe something that looks a little more fey. But I don't know because again, she's in the human world, so for good or for ill, this family is stuck with her. So I hope you've enjoyed this live of getting to know the changeling baby. And I want to thank all of you who contributed. I asked lots of questions about sculpts and about coloring and things like that, and about how she should be dressed. And I hope I didn't disappoint anybody who was like, "Oh, I really wanted it to be this sculpt, and I wanted it to be dressed this way, and have this kind of hair, and all that kind of stuff." Um, because the project ended up being very different from what I thought it was going to be. But I think it works out. As artists, you have all been inspiration. I'm inspired by other artists along the way, and so I hope you enjoy her. She'll be um, on reborns.com or through which is, and my shop is Near and Far Reborn Dolls um, on reborns.com. And also, I'll post her on my Facebook page, Near and Far Reborn Doll Nursery. Either of those places. She'll probably be around $300, I think. Um, Somewhere around there, kind of depending on what other things I do with her outfit and her hair and things like that. So around 300, 350, somewhere like that. And I hope you enjoy. Bye.